Mihrima Sultan was an Ottoman princess. She was the only daughter of Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent and his wife, Mihrima Sultan. She was sophisticated, disciplined, well-educated and well-spoken princess. Mihrima Sultan was not like the other imperial princesses in Ottoman history. She was active in political affairs even in foreign courts and had access to considerable economic resources. In Ottoman history, Mihrima Sultan was the most powerful imperial princess and one of the prominent figures during the Sultanate of Women. Today in this video, we gathered the 10 facts you may not know about Mihrima Sultan. Number 1. Mihrima Sultan was born in 1522. Mihrima Sultan was born somewhere in 1522 in Istanbul during the reign of her father Suleiman the Magnificent. Her mother was Mihrima Sultan, who was the concubine of her father at the time of her birth. But later, she got freed in about 1533 or 1534 and became the legal wife of Sultan Suleiman. She had 5 brothers: Shahzadeh Mehmed, Shahzadeh Abdullah, Shahzadeh Salim, Shahzadeh Bayezid, and Shahzadeh Jahangir. Number 2. The meaning of her name is sun and moon. In Persian, the meaning of Mihrima is sun and moon or moon of the suns. She was known as Kamaria to the Western world, a variant of the Arabic word Kamariya, which means of the moon. Sometimes, she was also known as the Han Sultan, which means Madam Princess. Number 3. She got married at the age of 17. Mihrima Sultan got married when she was just 17 years old on the 26th of November 1539 in the Old Palace. She married with Rustam Pasha, who was the governor of Tabarka and later became the Grand Vizier of her father Suleiman the Magnificent in 1544. Her wedding ceremony occurred on the same day of her younger brothers Bayezid and Jahangir's circumcision. The collective celebration of these festivities lasted for 15 days. Mihrima Sultan and Rustam had one daughter named Esha who was born on the 25th of August 1547. Some historians says that they had a son too named Osman. Number 4. She was one of the advisor to her father Suleiman the Magnificent. After the death of her mother Mihrima Sultan, she took her mother's place as the advisor to her father Sultan Suleiman. He had confidence in her as the closest relative. In his absence from the capital for the conquest, she used to advise him, sending him news about the political issues and forward him the important letters for his consideration. According to some sources, she was also most likely one of the others who support Sultan Suleiman's decision to launch a campaign against Hungary in 1566, where he met his death. but some other sources state that she was against it. Number 5. She acted like the Valide sultans to her brother Sultan Selim II. Mihrima Sultan continued to act as the advisor to her brother Sultan Selim II when he ascended the throne in 1566. She became the chief of Ottoman imperial harem like the Valide sultans during the reign of Selim II, as their mother died 8 years earlier. Her position was to run all the affairs in the harem. Number 6. She was blamed for the downfall of her half-brother Sayyid Mustafa. Although there is no proof, but it was widely believed that Hurrem and Mihrima Sultan might be involved in the downfall of her half-brother Sayyid Mustafa. According to the Ottoman historians and some foreign sources indicate that Hurrem, Rustam, and Mihrima worked for the elimination of Shahzaid Mustafa to ensure the throne to Hurrem's son and Mihrima's full brother, Bayezid. Later, this rivalry ended when Mustafa was executed on the command of his own father in 1553. Number 7. She was one of the wealthiest princesses in the Ottoman history. Beside her great political intelligence, Mihrima Sultan also had access to considerable economic resources and often funded major architectural projects. She also used to help her brother Sultan Selim II financially in the time of his need. In his early reign, she gave him 50,000 gold coins. Number 8. Mihrima Sultan sponsored many architectural and charity projects. Mihrima Sultan sponsored a number of architectural and charity projects. Out of these, the most famous are the two mosque complexes in Istanbul that bear her name. Both are designed by the chief architect, MihrimaSultan. The mosque in Üsküdar has twin minaret and it is a prominent landmark of the area. The complex consisted of a mosque, a madrasa, a soup kitchen to feed the poor, a clinic, and a primary school. While the mosque in Edirne has a single minaret and consists of a fountain, madrasa, and hammam. For the spring in Mecca, she commissioned for the renovation of Zubaydah Canal, and also established a foundation to supply wrought iron to the navy. Number 9. Rumors about the love of MihrimaSultan for Mihrima Sultan. Either it's true or not, but it is said that the famous chief imperial architect of 16th century MihrimaSultan was in love with Mihrima Sultan. According to a story, he first saw her while she was accompanying her father during the Sultan's campaign to Moldova. MihrimaSultan built a bridge spanning the Prut River in just 13 days just to impress her. He even asked for her hand in marriage, but her father rejected his proposal. It is said that after this he poured his heart into his architecture work. He built beautiful mosques in Istanbul and dedicated them to Mihrima Sultan. According to a myth, as Mihrima means sun and moon, in March, on her birthday, while the sun goes down from Mihrima Sultan Edirne Kapı Mosque, the moon rises from the other Mihrima Sultan Mosque located in Üsküdar. Number 10. She was the only one of Suleiman's children to be buried in his tomb. After living longer than all of her siblings, Mihrima Sultan died on the 25th of January 1578 at the age of 55 in Istanbul. She was the only one of Sultan Suleiman's children to be buried in his tomb in the Sulaiman Mosque complex.